Mark Dudridge says a three-parter. He apologizes in advance to all of you out there who are going to have to endure me listening to this whole thing now. Do you think America will ever collapse? If not, why not? If so, is there an inevitability to us libertarians and conservatives can only delay? If so, and it is an inevitability that us libertarians, I think you meant to say we libertarians, Mark, please don't cancel your subscriptions based on my grammar Nazism, that we libertarians and conservatives can only delay, should we just let it collapse sooner rather than later and then be strong and proactive in raising the phoenix? Yes, I think so. I think, look, everything comes down to the press, okay? If there was a press, America would vote like Kansas. But there isn't a press, and you cannot have a democracy or even a republic when people are told a series of lies and not told the truth about one side, and the other side is lying all the time. I'm not saying our side doesn't lie. I'm saying if all the news people get is that Democrats are awesome and Republicans suck, then you've got a real problem. That's a real problem. So let's take them one at a time. Do I think America will ever collapse? I don't know. Every civilization in history collapses. So needless to say, these signs are not good. If not, why not? If not, why not is because we are unique in history for a number of reasons. And the most important reason that we're unique in history is that we are founded on an idea. And that idea is eternal. That idea not only is never going to die, that idea has never died. That idea has been with us from the beginning. This is the first time in the history of the world that a country was founded on the idea of freedom. People have wanted to be free since there have been people. And even if tyranny comes and 1984 comes to pass and the future of humanity is a boot stepping on a face for 1,000 years, they're always going to want to be free. And every time people think about being free, there will be some piece of America alive. So the question is, does America exist in the future as anything other than an idea? And I think the answer is yes. And I think the answer is it has worked so magnificently until these progressives got a hold of it. And it is still within living memory of everybody who votes today that this country was free and prosperous. Even the 20-year-olds can remember something like that. But we have got to absolutely let these people... When they vote for socialism and we give them capitalism light, they blame it on capitalism. They voted for socialism. Let them have their socialism. Make it sting. Let me rephrase that. Don't make it sting. Allow it to sting. It stings on its own. You don't have to make it sting. They want socialized medicine? Have it. The president said if you want to keep your provider, you can keep your provider. Let's hold him to his word. Let Americans go on Obamacare and let the rest of us stay with our private providers. And then if it turns out that we can't keep our private providers, then 100 million of us need to rise up, or 1 million of us need to march on Washington with one sign that said, you said we could keep our providers, but we can't. Are you a liar or are you an idiot? You've got to let these things, you've got to let people have the consequences of their actions. What we're doing right now is we are in a codependent relationship with Barack Obama. Not just the American people, but all of us. We are in but the Republicans as well. We're in a codependent relationship with him. He's an addict. He's spending more money than he has, and he's behaving like an irresponsible child, and he's stealing money from under the cushions, and he's stealing money from our kids, and he's going out and spending it on himself. And instead of us basically saying, "Well, we love you, dear, but you're going to have to go to jail now because your room is full of drug paraphernalia and you stole our coin collection," then what we do is we say, no, we can't really call the police. He's really no. And what we do is we prevent them from feeling the consequences of their actions, and so they continue and they accelerate. And that's our problem. So look, I don't know if a collapse is coming. Nobody knows what it would look like. No one wants to see one. I don't want to see one. I'll tell you one thing, if the social structure of this country breaks down, the cities are going to be not a good place to be. That's why I have an airplane and an AR-15 and a 45. I don't have to fight my way out of LA. I just have to fight my way to the airport. And it's not too far from me. So, no one knows. No one wants to see that. But is it going to take that? I don't know. What does America look like in the future? I don't know. I know one thing. It doesn't look like what it looks like today. This structure is falling. And I've said at a couple of fundraisers, what we are experiencing right now is we are experiencing the unusual sensation of being on the Titanic on the clearest bright, sunny afternoon in the history of the world and having a look up in the crow's nest saying, "Iceberg right ahead. How far is that iceberg?" "She's on the horizon, sir. We estimate 35 miles. Full speed ahead. Rudder amidships." And we continue to steam towards an iceberg that we can see on the horizon until it's 40 miles away, and then it's 20 miles away, and it's 10 miles away, then it's 5 miles away, then it's half a mile, and then we, right at the last second, start to turn off to the side, and it scrapes the side of the ship, and down she goes. That's what's happening right now. Half of us can see it, and half of us can't. And if we can't stop it, then the sooner it happens, the better. Because the sooner that happens, two things. The sooner it happens, the more people who are alive who remember what this country was before it became this utopian socialist paradise are still with us, and their skill set is still with us. And the sooner it happens, the sooner we can get out of it. The sooner the bottom comes, the less deep the bottom will be. The longer we wait till we hit bottom, the deeper the bottom will be. You can ask any other addict about how that works. They'll tell you. I still believe this country's going to be here. I don't believe you can kill the initiative and the kindness and the drive and the ambition of 100 million Americans. We may be a third of the country, but 100 million Americans is more people than there are really. That's more than there are in Europe, more than there are in France. 100 million Americans is a gigantic, gigantic well of good. And if they let us have one state, I'd move there. If they gave us one state as a free state, I'd move. And half the country'd move. That place would be paradise. Yeah, we have nuclear power. What are your water what do you mean, what are our water requirements? Well, what do you use for water? Well, we use seawater, of course. Why wouldn't we use seawater? What do you mean use seawater? We use our thorium reactors to pump in large amounts of seawaters. We put them through a desalinization program, and we have all the water we want. What do you do about your cars? Well, we use electric cars. We also use gasoline cars. We use clean natural gas cars. We use oil. We use the oil underneath our feet. And we have electric cars that don't run on coal like your electric cars do in the East. Your electric car, your Nissan Leaf or your Prius, you plug into a wall, and the wall generates the electricity, and you're driving a clean car, but the electricity is generated from coal, so you're driving a coal-powered car. Now our cars are powered by nuclear power. Aren't you worried about meltdowns? No. Why aren't you worried about meltdowns? Because thorium reactors can't melt down. It's physics, dude. It's not engineering. It's physics. It can't happen. Any other questions? Because we got a lot of work to do. We got some wealth to generate. If I could find a place like that in the world, I'd move. Everybody else would move. Then you get an interesting question, and that interesting question is, what is America? Is America geography? Is America a race? No. America's an idea. It's the idea of limited government. It's the idea of individual responsibility. It's the idea of the individual. So America could really go anywhere. I'd like it to go to space, frankly, but space is hard. If I could do anything right now, if I could get a state, I would take Alaska. And if I couldn't get a state, I'd take Antarctica. Because I'd rather be cold than hot. I've grown up in heat, and I don't much like the heat. I don't like... Bless Texas. Bless them. Bless them. Bless Texas till the sun goes down. But you can't defend Texas. If the rest of the country collapses, you can't defend Texas. There's no way to seal the borders of Texas against other Americans, number one. And number two, the one thing we're finding, of all the things that depress me, because like I say, I still have hope. I'll always have hope. But the one thing that depresses me the most about Texas is California, let's say, has these ruinous economic policies. And so corporations leave California and they go to Texas and they take their employees with them. And you know what happens? These Californians in Texas start voting like Californians again. And Texas gets bluer and bluer and bluer and bluer and bluer. And I had a chance to speak at an event where Rick Perry was. And I said, Governor, if I were you, I would take whatever barbed wire and concrete and whatever other resources you have to build that border fence with Mexico, and I would deploy them in a much, much more critical cause. I would build a gigantic electrified fence around the city of Austin, and I wouldn't let anyone out, and I wouldn't let any ideas out either. And if you happen to see some cars that are coming down the freeway, coming in I-10, and they have California license plates, and if those cars go anywhere other than a rest stop or a motel, I would open fire on them immediately. I wouldn't leave it up to the highway patrol. I would use the National Guard. I'd use the Texas Air National Guard. Use Air Force if you have to. You see a California car, get off the freeway like it's looking for real estate. Open fire. Don't take chances. Don't take chances. Shoot first. Ask questions later. So, anyway, yeah, I could live in Antarctica. There's air. The air in Antarctica is not only as good as it is here, it's probably the cleanest air in the world. It's very dry. It's very cold. Hardest part about dealing with Antarctica is the darkness, and then the sunlight. But if you were talking about putting humans in space, you're talking about something that is orders and orders of magnitude harder than that. And at least in Antarctica, you can go outside and take a walk. You're not going to be able to do that anywhere for a long time, maybe forever. And the final thing I'll say about Antarctica is not for the weak. And we have a question about this coming up, I think. So moving on.